Hey, mic check. It's 7:47. We're about to do After GMS. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hey there, George. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Heat and humidity and maybe a few storms this afternoon. Low humidity returns by the weekend.
George, my friend, can I do the tease on Moby? We're gonna do 3 of us at the monitors. Thank you so much. I'll be right over.
Okay, we are off of East Wendover Avenue where there is a very large police.
Thank you very much.
Well, good morning, and thank you for joining us here on After GMS.
All right, I'm Megan Malaris with Tracy McCain, meteorologist Christian Morgan. We have a lot to cover. We will start with our forecast, though. Sure. It is very hot today, sticky, humid. Yikes.
I think you covered it all today, Megan. Hot and sticky for another day. Even look across the Piedmont, just looks hot. So far, 3 days at 90 degrees so far this year. We average about 37. Today, I do think will be number 4. The heat and humidity continue to freely flow in. Really all that humidity coming out of the Gulf of Mexico because we have a south wind. And all of that is just kind of priming the atmosphere for thunderstorms this afternoon. And that cold front that's on the way, that's really the trigger for storms. Now, it's not a super strong front, but it will act to pop off a few scattered storms this afternoon. Behind that front, though, high pressure builds in, and that low humidity is really the key to the upcoming weekend. It is going to be gorgeous across the Piedmont. For today, all of us in a level 1 severe risk across the Piedmont, so I just don't think overall our severe weather concern is that high. Main timing is between about 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. to watch for a few scattered storms. They will be hit or miss, and I say that most of them will likely be a miss. So you're probably still going to have to water your plants and water your gardens this evening. Of course, any storm that does pop up could get a little strong with heavy rain, some frequent lightning, maybe a damaging wind gust too. So we'll just keep an eye on that as we head into the afternoon. Here's our Futurecast looks. Again, notice not too much happening. Not everybody gets a storm, but we'll do see a few of them pop up after about 4 o'clock. After about 10 o'clock, things should all come to an end. Could be left with a few scattered showers early tomorrow morning, and then we'll clear things out heading throughout the day on your Friday. So we're mostly sunny this morning. Keep an eye out for storms this afternoon as temperatures climb into the low 90s again today. And there's the weekend. That's your key to comfort there. Low humidity as dew points drop down into the 50s, maybe even some 40s by Saturday morning. Saturday, Sunday, even Monday too. Going to feel really nice to be outside. And meanwhile, as we kick off the month of June and hurricane season, we are watching what is now, well, really the remnants of Agatha that used to be in the Pacific Ocean, reforming as it moves into the Caribbean Sea and into the Gulf of Mexico, likely becoming our next depression by the time we head into the weekend. And if it's able to get strong enough to become a tropical storm, it would take on the name Alex. That's the first name in our list of 2022 Atlantic hurricane names. Not a concern for the Carolinas, but it will bring rain to the southern coast of Florida this weekend. Of course, heading into the weekend, nice weather returns for your Saturday and Sunday with sunshine, low 80s, and low humidity. We'll warm it back up, though, heading into next week.
We're on top of a developing situation in Greensboro this morning. Right now, there is a heavy police presence on East Wendover Avenue, not far from Summit Avenue. Earlier this morning, police responded to that same area in reference to a shooting. then cleared the scene, and now it's active again. Denise McMiller is live there explaining what she's seeing and the latest on this investigation. Denise?
Yeah, so I wanted to start off camera to show you just how extensive this crime scene is. We first did our cut-in off of Homeland Avenue, which is what you're seeing right now, but we're gonna pan some to show you just how much activity is going on here off of East Wendover Avenue. You can see it spans beyond this shopping plaza, down beyond this medical building. We don't know how big or how far this crime scene is because the police line tape is beyond our view, and it may even go over the overpass of Summit Avenue. We do know that there was a active shooter situation that happened there. I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about what we've seen just behind this parking lot of this medical center. I did see some articles of clothing, and I've seen dozens and dozens of evidence markers behind this building, and between these two parking lots there are investigators on scene taking photos, gathering measurements and getting evidence. We are working to learn more about what took place here. We are waiting for more updates from the Greensboro Police Department, but as you can see, East Wendover Avenue is open, but this crime scene is very active, so just be cautious when driving around this area, and we will bring you updates as we get them.
All right, thank you, Denise. We'll stay on top of that as it develops. Tonight, neighbors on the city's northeast side are holding a meeting with efforts to bring development and change to their neighborhoods. It's called the Concerned Citizens of Northeast Greensboro. They address issues like crime, the food desert there, and other improvements they want to see. The group is holding a Zoom meeting tonight at 7. A Greensboro police officer will do a report on crime in that area, and the city manager will address current neighborhood concerns.
The North Carolina State Senate has approved the Parents' Bill of Rights. It requires schools to provide information at their parents' request. However, it also creates limits on what is taught to certain age groups. The bill now heads to the House. Governor Roy Cooper says he is opposed to the bill and promised to veto it if it passes both chambers. Right now, it doesn't appear the supporters would have enough votes to override that veto. Well, today, state lawmakers will vote on a bill to expand access to Medicaid across our state. Senate Republicans filed the bill. It passed with bipartisan support. If it gets final approval, it will provide Medicaid coverage for hundreds of thousands of adults who do not qualify for traditional Medicaid. The Senate will hold a final vote today. All right, let's get to our social conversation of this morning, and let's start with this. When's the last time you've been to a movie theater?
Oh, it's been a couple years.
Years?
A couple years ago, pre-kids, I think with you. Oh, we saw a movie.
That was a couple of years ago.
What movie was it?
It was about Mary Queen of Scots.
Yeah, it was Mary Queen of Scots.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressed you remembered that.
Okay, well, when you can count on one hand how many times you've been to the movie theater.
True.
So the next time you go, though it might not be for several months apparently, you might run into a shortage even at the theater.
What?
Popcorn apparently is running on short supply.
Not the popcorn.
Not the snacks.
Yeah, so there is a reported shortage of the sheen linings for the popcorn bags that keep the popcorn butter from leaking out. So in other words, you might have to opt for a snack that is not popcorn. So that brought up the conversation. What are your favorite movie snacks? Drop us a comment here on our feed while we read some of the ones we got in earlier on the Good Morning Show.
All right, so Steve from Burlington said, I love the popcorn combo, which is a large bucket of popcorn with a large drink and free refills. Can't afford the milk duds, he said. Well, inflation, it's not hard to believe. Rhonda said, haven't been to a movie theater in years, but always loved hot butter popcorn and an ice cold Coke.
All right, this year said, love popcorn as always. Favorite is licorice candy. And then I think we have a couple more here. Love the theater popcorn, but have been known to smuggle in some goobers from the dollar store, of course. Yeah, depending on the theater rules about bringing in your own food. Some allow it, some don't, but definitely cheaper to buy it elsewhere if you can.
Yeah,
usually
I think
is.
they make a
Usually
lot
it's
of money
cheaper and you
off
get
that.
more.
Yeah.
That's true.
It is expensive to go
It's
to the
expensive.
movies. I mean, not only are tickets very pricey, but also the food. I mean, even like a soda is $6 or something.
Crazy.
It's been a long time since I've been there, so it's probably 10 now, but it's not cheap.
I usually eat before I go, if I'm going. I mean, streaming services, I mean, unfortunately, I mean, that's the wave of the future. That's the way everything is going, you know. Things are being released right to your phone or to your iPad, so you don't have to go to the movie theater. But I do miss the movie theater popcorn.
Yeah.
There was
I
always
certainly
There's
do.
nothing like
always
it.
something about the butter, right? You know, there's tons of companies that they call it the theater popcorn or movie theater
not the
popcorn.
same.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's not the same.
I'm so like obsessed with movie theater popcorn. When I go, or when I used to go, I would have them fill up the like in portions. So they do the bottom, and then I would go get butter, and then I would come back, and then they would give me another round, and then I would go get butter and come back, and then they top it off, and then I would go back and get butter.
No, they loved you as a customer.
They hated me. They hated me.
You used to put the popcorn salt, you know, it was orange.
The seasoning?
The orange salt.
No.
So when I was young, I
Yes.
thought it was cheese. So I would just load that stuff up, and then you take a bite, and I'm like, ha.
What is that? I've never tried
It's
it.
popcorn salt. I
like
don't
a
know what
butter salt.
exact. Yeah,
Yeah.
buttery.
No.
I think it's good, but then you're like thirsty all night.
Yeah, and
guzzling water.
It's almost like, you know, if you eat too much sour candy, it like wears out your taste buds. It would do that too if you had enough of it.
Okay, glad I never tried it. I don't like trying new things. If I haven't had it before, I'm not going to try it now.
When I was in high school, I used to work at Chick-fil-A in Asheboro, and we had 2 locations, and I worked at the mall most of the time. And usually, when we would close, Chick-fil-A would close at 9. And so we had friends at the theater that worked at the theater, and they would always bring us, or we would go see a movie after Chick-fil-A was closed, and they would always, it was the late movie,
Yeah.
of course, and so they would always have all the popcorn, and they'd give us all big bags of the theater popcorn right as we went into the late movie, because we would all, and sometimes, telling too many of the secrets here, but sometimes we would
want them
trade.
all.
Sometimes we would trade with them. So they would come in early in the night, and we would give them a bunch of nuggets and sandwiches and
Right.
stuff. And in turn, when we came to the movie that night, they would give us all the stuff for free.
So funny.
I think the best decision I've ever made in life was not to take a job at Chick-fil-A, just because I would eat everything.
I ate everything,
I mean,
and then I got
would.
tired of it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
guess
anymore.
so.
Not anymore.
No,
That didn't
that went
last
away.
long.
That went away quick.
I guess so.
They get you with the popcorn at the movie theaters
Yeah.
though, because you know the sizes are different, but the prices are not that different. So you're like, okay, well, for a quarter more, I can get the jumbo thing of popcorn, and then you get the jumbo thing of popcorn, and you cannot possibly eat that whole thing.
And you get all the
So-
free refills
and it's
with
like,
it.
Who's getting a refill? Unless you split it with like 6 people, because it's just so much popcorn.
It sounds like
Oh,
such. It always
I
sounds
could eat
like
the whole
such a
thing
good idea.
myself.
Well, I guess it depends on if you eat before you go
Yes.
or not. Yeah.
I could, a tub of popcorn, give it to me, and I would go refill it
Especially if it was hot, like right after it had been popped.
Yeah.
You could eat a lot of it.
easily.
If it was
Guys,
cold and chewy.
this belly, I mean, don't underestimate what can be done here. Okay, Jessica Richards said that she literally just did the same thing and thought it was cheese as well. So is it because of the
orange.
color?
It was yellow. It was supposed to be cheese.
It is salt, definitely.
Yeah, it's
That's
definitely
hilarious.
salt. Misleading.
So she also said that she and her husband had a date night just a few weeks back, and she said that was her first time going to the movies in many years. Although I do hear Top Gun Maverick is doing very
I
well.
want to go see it
Yeah.
so bad.
That might be the next thing for us.
Mm.
That or Buzz Lightyear, which is Pixar's movie, is coming out like June 17th. Not that I've marked it on my calendar or anything.
It's on our calendar.
It's on my calendar. Yeah, to take the kids. Debbie said she hasn't been into the movies in years, but Bobby says he thinks that popcorn and a large drink is the perfect combination along with peanut butter cups. Oh, yeah. Joanna said, I like popcorn and time to times chips. Oh, I wonder what those are.
Or maybe chips from time to time.
Oh, and time to times chips. Got
Maybe.
it. Got it. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I could be totally
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah. I thought it was like a brand. I'm like, because all I do is have the popcorn. I never understand. Like, I will go into movies used to and see people having like hot dogs, and I'm like, I just can't. I can't do
You get a
it.
hot dog at a baseball game, you eat popcorn at the theater.
See, that's why we're kismet.
Done and done.
Yes. All right. And Joanna says, I have to plan to go to the cinema for Top Gun. So
That's
Yeah.
probably one of those movies you want to see in cinema and not see, at home on the couch on Netflix, because some movies just look bigger on the big screen and they look better and they sound better, and
Right.
the experience is supposed to be in a movie theater type setting.
Yeah.
Right.
I really want to go see that. I'm just debating on when to go see it. And I've always been like a late night movie person. Like, I want to go when there's nobody there. I want the theater, pretty much to myself. So I usually wait for all the hype to kind of die down for a while, then I'll go to a late one.
Yeah. There's a new Marvel movie out that I Doctor Strange that I keep saying I want to go see, but I haven't made it yet. But I also want to see the Avatar movie because I think that would be really good on a big screen.
Probably would be.
Yeah, because you have all the effects and things that you don't have at home, you know, unless, you know, you have like one of those Boys speakers like on every point of your house. You know, I don't do that. But yeah, they like put them all over your house so you get that movie theater sound quality.
You ever been to an IMAX?
Yes.
You know, where you lay back and it's all, those are really cool.
Those are the ones where you wear the glasses, right?
Yeah.
You can, yeah. Those things give me a headache. it's like too close.
Yeah.
I'm always one of those people who sits in the far back of the movie theater because I just cannot sit that close to the screen. It's all like just way too much.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm so particular. Like, you know, if you go see a 3D movie, you know, they rarely come around now. You rarely hear about a 3D movie coming out, but used to, you know, you would go and they would give you the glasses.
Yeah, those were all the rage.
All the rage. All the rage.
Back
If you went and you got the
2000s.
glasses, you were cool.
Yeah, so it looks like Top Gun Maverick is one that we all have to see.
Oh, yeah, everybody's
Literally,
talking about it.
Seriously.
That's only one of these ones that you guys have been talking about that I've heard of because I've been in this bubble at home of like Coco Melon.
It's a safe bubble.
Basically Coco Melon. I mean, that's it. And we were very good on screen time until we had a 2-year-old and a newborn, and then I'm like, okay, 5 minutes here and there is fine.
So we mentioned that we were going to go see it, but maybe we should invite everybody from the Good Morning Show and, you know, After
Morning
GMS.
Show
and
outing.
see,
After GMS crew.
Yeah.
We could run out the theater.
Because Virginia said she can't remember the last movie she saw, but she said she is going to see Top Gun Maverick. LeVar said the same thing, ready to go see Top Gun Maverick. Melody said that she likes to see the sounds of silence, or she would like to see the sounds of silence. And I haven't seen a preview for that one yet, but I'm on the lookout. Oh, look. Whoever is our web person today put in a nice little link for the review.
One of our photographers, our very own Manning, is he's actually been acclaimed and actually a movie reviewer. And so he reviewed Top Gun last week. So it's worth a watch. If you see that link on your feed here, it's worth a watch to go see that.
Did he like it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He gave it a stellar review.
And that's hard if it's the you know, the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The follow-up to the first, and that first one was a blockbuster. So unless they're bringing back the same soundtrack for the second one, I don't want to hear it.
I think
First soundtrack was amazing.
I think I may have a little bit of the detail wrong on here, but Top Gun was, I think, the biggest opening weekend for Tom Cruise in his career. And I think it was the biggest opening movie on a Memorial Day weekend ever, too.
Oh, you mean Top Gun Maverick?
Top Gun Maverick, yeah.
Oh, wow. His biggest opening?
Weekend.
Wow.
I believe that.
He's got such a resume.
Yeah.
That's kind of hard to believe, but at the same time, you know, it might be even the times that we're in, and people just want a feel-good movie and get to kind of escape things.
Yeah.
And there's been so much anticipation.
And it's been so long. It's been so long since the original Top Gun. You know, it doesn't feel like they're overdoing it.
Right. It's got to be at least 20 years.
Yeah, it came out in
Maybe longer. So I'm
Might be.
43.
It might be longer than that.
Yeah,
It might be close to 30 years.
17. Yeah, it might be like 30 years.
Walter says he wants to go to a movie for his date night on the 18th, but his wife doesn't want to go. Walter, I'd suggest going to the movies by yourself if you can sometime. I mean, there is no shame in going to the movies by yourself.
No.
You don't talk to anybody anyway.
No.
It's just nice me time.
I thought you were going to offer to go.
Depends what movie it is.
I thought you just said, Walter, you should go with us.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, well, let's just see here how we are going to end today's show, because we can't keep talking about this unless Top Gun Maverick pays us, and they're not going to do that. So we'll kind of talk and transition to the forecast, because I really do feel like that is another talker for today.
Hot movie, hot forecast.
That's
How about that?
I
That
like that.
that was terrible. Low 90s today. Plenty of heat and humidity. We do watch for a couple scattered storms this afternoon. Not everybody will get one, but there will be a few on radar this afternoon that we'll need to keep an eye on. Low risk of any severe weather today, but any storms that pop up will likely have some heavy rain, some frequent lightning, maybe a damaging wind gust to keep an eye on as that cold front slides by. We're much cooler by about 10 degrees. Low 80s for your Friday. We'll still have some clouds around, maybe a shower in the morning, but clearing out, and you'll really start to feel that lower humidity taking hold in the Piedmont as we go into your Friday evening. The weekend is going to be A+. Sunshine, low 80s, and low humidity. Really hope you take advantage of that. pretty nice for the first weekend in June. I'll be talking about humidity. We do start to warm things back up though heading into the middle of next week, and we'll bring back a few chances for an isolated storm on Tuesday and Wednesday.
All right, so storms possibly today, then a little cool down. That will feel a lot better. This humidity will be out of here.
Yeah.
Good.
Weekend is going to be great.
Beautiful weekend. sounds
Beautiful
like.
weekend, 80, low humidity. Hard to beat in June.
Make some plans, y'all.
Absolutely, do it.
All right, thanks so much for joining us on After GMS. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
See you.
Bye.